Hey, ICC friends, it is your girl Xaviera, and welcome to the Ice Cream Convos Podcast, where we serve delicious scoops of entertainment. I am your girl, Easy E. For the love of money.
And I guess I'm your co-host, what? Crazy Bone?
I'm gonna miss everybody. Okay, y'all, so we need to talk about this. First of all, if you are tuning in today, you are tuning into episode 333 of the Ice Cream Convos Podcast, where we serve delicious scoops of entertainment and celebrity news. Now, we need to talk about my look for today. All right. So before we get started, if you are tuning in, please share this across your social media profiles to let everyone know we are recording our first live podcast with just me and Karla, because on Friday we had our special guest, Miss Samantha Holloway Esquire, and she was freaking phenomenal. So if you missed that, or if you have any family law issues, go ahead and take care of that. But first thing I want you to do is share this podcast across your social media platforms, and then let me know where you are checking in from. We are going to have fun today, but let me get into this look. So what had happened was I washed my hair yesterday and I did a braid out. And I was like, I'm going to kill him with this braid out on Monday. Me and Karla back, we streaming live for the podcast. And then I looked down at the clock and it said 3:45. And we were set to go live at 4:15. Somebody, could I get an amen, somebody?
Amen.
All right, so I started undoing the braids. And y'all, I look like somebody from an Extra in House Party. I look like I was in NWA. I look like I had a Jerry curl. It was all bad. So the only way that I could finesse the look so that we wouldn't have to cancel today's podcast is to slap my husband's hat on and put this back here. I still feel like Easy either.
No, you look cute. I think you look cute. Y'all, she look cute. I think you look like a blogger.
We love Easy. I feel like I look like Easy E. Rest in peace to the great
hold
Easy
up.
E.
Why'd I get the visual of you when you were talking about taking them braids out at 3:45? You ever see like is it like a time lapse? It's a certain tool that you use. Yeah. That's all. Like, I just picture one of those videos of like a hair tutorial.
Yeah. So shout out to anyone who has tried to do a natural hairstyle that went completely left on them. Yeah. All our natural hair sisters and some of our natural hair brothers, y'all know the struggle can be very real. And today was a very
at any time too. You know what I'm saying? Because you could style it one way and it's perfect. The first 2-3 times you do it, right?
You don't even see it coming. It just pops up on you. It's just like, you don't even see it coming. So I am so happy to be back on.
Yes, I'm excited.
All right, let me sink into my inner Compton so we can do this podcast.
You know what? I'm gonna need you. I'm gonna get you a White Sox. I'm gonna get you. Was it a White Sox hat? Am I wrong? What
I don't know. Yeah, I just feel like saying, coming down the block, straight slang and rock. Oh, here come the
all right
cops. All right. Focus. All right. So Karla, how have you been? You been good?
I've been great. Okay. I can't complain. Listen, I'm trying to stay focused, stay positive. I usually am, but I'm trying to stay more positive because
I got
the way
you.
everybody 21 didn't come in as great as everybody expected it to.
2021 is starting to look like 2020 in a wig. And I got a lot of nerve to be talking about wigs right now, but 2021 really, really looks like 2020 in a wig, especially when I turned on the news last Wednesday and saw thugs and terrorists.
Yes. So glad you said that.
Storming the steps of the Capitol and storming the...
Did you think, like, honestly, did you have to do like a double take?
Yeah, because I was like, hold on. My first thought was, where are the police? Where are the rubber bullets? Where's the tear gas? Where's the dogs, the hoses? Where's the tank? Where's the National Guard? Yes. Where is the Navy SEALs? Where is the Army, the Marines? Yes. Where's everybody?
Everybody, yeah. Well, you saw it. I'm still kind of like, it's one of those weird things. It's like, I kind of expected it, not that per se. I expected something, right? I also had an emotion. I have like a giggly kind of feeling, which
Okay. So my petty blackness was like, tee. I felt like Michael Jackson was like, tee. Like,
yeah.
Where are, look at those thugs.
Yeah.
And you know, honestly. And you think about all the things that they said about the Black Lives Matter movement when we were out there protesting. And of course, we had a couple folks that was down there cutting up that came for the cut up. Yeah. But at the same time, it was like, it was a blatant, you could not ignore how blatant that there are two different Americas, brothers and sisters.
Absolutely. Absolutely. If you didn't know, right? If you didn't know, now you know. Like, it's, right? You can't get any more, like, I don't know. Like, it's like, this is America. I hate to sound like cliche-ish, but that's the first thing that came through my mind as soon as I seen it. Like, hey, we're being exposed. The Band-Aid's ripped off now. Or the scab, whatever you want to call it. It's like...
It is. But you know what else I found interesting was watching everybody moonwalk away from Trump that had been riding with him for the last 4 years.
Yeah. Smooth.
I'm talking about moonwalking away from Trump. And I'm like, listen, it's a little tad too late. Because the thing is, it's like, it also showed me how fearful people were of him. I don't know if he was smacking people in the back room, or if he was threatening folks' family and children, but everybody acted like they were so afraid of him.
And you know what, though? That's why I always used to say to people, like, when they would ask me the question, like, I don't hate anybody, but I would say I don't hate Donald Trump, but who I do dislike, I dislike the enablers. To me, the enablers are more of the problem. He's going to be who he is. But him by himself is not powerful. We all know power comes in numbers. So, you know, it's just, you get what you get. Like,
and you don't get mad.
Like, yeah, you don't get mad. Exactly. I'm so glad you stressed that.
Someone referred to Donald Trump as a Frankenstein, and I thought that was the best analogy. It was like, y'all created Frankenstein. Don't be mad when he start running through the city, acting a fool and cut.
Exactly. That's a great analogy.
They created a Frankenstein.
I like that. Oh, absolutely.
But now everybody like, I don't know. I wasn't in the lab. I don't know how he got here. I don't know. No, I did not get a brain from the lab. I don't know. I don't know how he got here.
And I don't know like how you feel, but what makes me kind of angry is like, you're insulting the American people's intelligence at this point. You understand what I'm saying? Like, we're supposed to be like, yes. Like, at this point, I get what impeachment actually means. I understand all of that. But as far as people running to the left and this one saying this is all 3 years too late. And I'm saying 3 instead of 4 because I'll give you the first year. I'll give it to you. I'll give it to you. But it's interesting. That's the word I'm going to use because I feel like, and you know, I'm an optimist and I'm positive, but I just feel like this is like just the tip. We just got to be ready. We got to be vigilant and aware.
You know what was so interesting to me was the fact that they were down there with no mask on.
None.
The irony. Okay, can we talk about the irony for a second? Because you know my thoughts are all over the place because I look a hot ass mess, so I can't focus right now. Listen,
I
look a hot ass mess. I can't focus.
You don't.
But the irony was all the people that was down there, or all the people throughout the world, throughout 2020. Because I'm not even going to say the world, because this is America. This is America, right?
Right.
So all the people in America who were hollering Blue Lives Matter in the face of Black Lives Matter protesters was down there, zupping the Blue Lives Matter asses down there in Washington, D.C. last Wednesday.
Something terrible.
Throwing down like they was in the backyard of a redneck barbecue, throwing down.
Yeah, it's nuts. It's nuts. Like you just literally turned on the same cause you claim you stand for. You're attacking them. Make up your mind. Make y'all minds up. That's what
I was like, when did the memo go out that blue lives don't matter no more? Because y'all down here straight whooping these cops' asses.
Girl, whooping their ass like a street fight. Like it I mean, we've seen videos. I don't want to go into that too much because it's sad. Like it's kind of messed up. At the end of the day, that's still blue lives or not. They're still, whether they asked for it or not, or whether it's karma or not, it's still, people could have really, like a lot more people could have got hurt and could have been killed. But
I had to check my face because I was still smiling when you was to check my face.
You see me keep looking away because it's very hard to. You have to remind yourself, like, all right, but
yeah, but I mean, happens. Just it is what it is, and you know, with the impeachment, I kind of felt like, well, why impeach him now? Like, it's less than 2 weeks before Joe Biden comes in. But someone made the point that it is important to impeach Donald Trump because if they impeach him, then he won't get all the post-presidential luxuries that most people are, you know, most former presidents receive.
Question. Okay. Does that include the Secret Service? That's the one thing I want to find out. Like, I knew what you said, but I'm wondering because, you know, they get Secret Service once they leave too. They still get that protection. But if you're
from what I understand, he don't get nothing.
Wow. That's what I'm interested in. Forgive me. But
that's what
I'm interested in. Like, does he still get that, you know, top of the line secure, you know?
But see, that's when they strip him of the Secret Service and we be outside like, boo, boo! Yes. Yo, he don't have none. He don't have none. The car running, let's go.
Yes. Okay.
I'm sorry. Let me chill because he is still in office right now. Right? That's when our podcast goes. Like, oh, my bad. But yeah, so I didn't want to spend a lot of time on this because just number one, my thoughts are all over the place with it.
Me too.
And I feel like I'm just kind of like rambling at this point, but a hot mess. America, and you know what? Okay, so let me talk about Uncle Joe for a second. Mm-hmm. Okay, so I'm just going to say this because I feel like I'm in a safe environment. Mm-hmm. Okay. Number one, every time Joe Biden takes to the podium, I start praying, Lord, please let him remember what he's supposed to say. That is number one. Because Joe Biden always just gives me that, now what was I saying now? Vibe. Yeah. Even when he on point, he just has that.
But to his credit, do you think that's a speech giving thing or that's just him being forgetful? Like, do you think because some people are just nervous or get forgetful when they have to speak in front of people.
Okay, that could be me because I get tongue tied a lot. That's my thing. Okay, I get tongue tied and I'm like, because you know, I look like a DJ with a record skipping like. So I don't know.
I don't know. I would just ask because I'm the same way. I'm like, gosh, Joe, like, come on, Joe. You know, you get that come on, but I don't know. Bruh,
I was watching his speech. Mm-hmm. And one of my dear friends hit me up like, yeah, Joe Biden speaking right now. Like he's saying something. Cause you know, Joe was like, he was speaking facts. I got to give it to Joe. He was speaking facts. He was like, look, if this was the Black Lives Matter movement, none of this junk would have went down. Cause you know, they had them steps covered. You wasn't even putting your toe on the steps of the Capitol if you was in the Black Lives Matter movement.
Exactly.
So, you know, Uncle Joe, you know, he started spitting that real talk. He was like, listen, if this was the Black Lives Matter movement, y'all wouldn't even let none of this go down, blah, 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 so on and so forth. I was like, okay, facts. Then the thing popped up at the bottom. And, you know, like they have the little banner at the bottom that kind of outlines whatever he's talking about or shares a poignant point.
Right.
And it said the darkest day in American history was them white folks losing their mind and running up in the U.S. Capitol building. And I said.
Right. So that's the darkest. I can think of 10 others.
It was a little shady, but we talking about the darkest day in U.S. history. Yeah. I mean, allow me to pull out my Palm Pilot,
right?
And we could talk about some dark days in U.S. history.
Oh yeah, you could think of plenty. Yeah, that was a bad use of. Yeah,
by far, this was not the darkest.
Yeah, no.
It was a little shady. It was overcast.
Yeah, it's the overcast. Exactly. Definitely wasn't the darkest. Yeah.
Politicians be irking me because they just jump beyond the Call of Duty sometimes with their explanations.
That's what politicking is all about. Like that's
you said what you said. All right, you made your point.
You so stupid.
Listen, I look such a hot ass mess. I can't even think. I just feel like I'm gonna be giggling the rest of this podcast. This hat getting tight. These earphones is tight. This terrible twist out is itching the back of my neck. It's a hot mess today, y'all. Just bear with me. Okay, so speaking of do you think we need to take a break or do you think we need to go ahead and hop into the title of today's show?
I think we need to take a break.
All right, y'all. We're gonna go ahead and take a break, and we'll be right back. We're gonna take a break. Hold on. All right. So for those of you who are tuning in live, usually we take a break. We clap it out. We take a few minutes to regroup.
Yes.
I feel like I need to moisturize my mouth. I'm sorry, y'all.
Girl,
just pray over me today.
Always praying.
Just
stay praying today.
Oh, I forgot to bring this comment back down. Thank you guys so much for everyone who is tuning in live. This is a hot ass mess today. But so here's the irony of me looking the way I look today. All right. We are back on the show. All right. And we're back. So here's the irony. Yes, I'm still on the way I look. So here's the irony of the way I look on today's show. Last week, when Karla and I recorded the first podcast of 2021, Karla logged on and looked at me and said, "Are we recording live today?"
No,
and I said, "No." And she said, "Oh yeah, I should have known by the way you look."
I ain't say it like that. Busty, did I say it like that?
You said it like that.
Oh,
okay.
Bestie. You know
so with that being said, I was like, I'm a killer today. I'm a killer today with my outfit.
That was a whole different.
I'm gonna have my hair did and everything. All right, guys. All right, so let's shift to LaToya Luckett and her husband Tommicus Walker. So these two have been kind of going through it for a minute.
Okay. See, I wasn't up to date on that. I need you on this one.
Okay, I got you. So listen, there are certain things that we don't report on. You know, if it gets too messy or if it's unsubstantiated, so on and so forth, we really don't dig into that. Okay, so last August, we're going to go back. Last August, some story came out where some girl was allegedly trying to sell videos and pictures of her in bed with Tommicus. Allegedly in bed with Tommicus.
Okay.
The insult to injury, as if that wasn't bad enough, that he could have possibly, maybe, allegedly stepped out of his marriage with this other woman. LaToya was at home pregnant with their second child.
Oh, that's always like...
Okay. All right.
Extra hurtful, right?
Yes. So we have this situation where this woman is allegedly trying to sell these pictures. She's trying to sell these photos. She claims she has video and all this other stuff. So it hit the blogs. Of course, we didn't report it because, number one, I don't like to play with people's marriages like that.
Nah.
Unless I actually saw the video and he was knee deep or stroking, or that's what I be doing. I be stroking now. If it was something like that and I actually saw it with my own two eyes, I don't even know if I would post it then. It's just too sensitive of a matter.
Right. I think so.
Yes, far too sensitive of a matter for me to just be thrown up on the site. And, so anyway, we totally bypassed that. We just turned a blind eye to it and said, we gonna wait and see what happens. August, September, October, November, December, January. Today, LaToya Luckett took to the streets of social media and said that she and Tommicus are divorcing.
Man, I'm always sad to hear that.
And I'm like, yo, they have two beautiful babies. One is not even 1 year old yet. And she cashing out. She putting a condo on her wrist and she's cashing out. Of course, she did the standard asking for privacy and all of that. But I want to read to you what Tommicus put on his Instagram stories.
Oh, gosh. I got to prepare myself for this one.
He said to any married couple, trust that God can work things out. Despite what might be the present state right now, God is the only one who can change the circumstance or circumstances. But outside forces can create a lot of confusion. For the record, I never stepped out on my wife in all caps with a period at the end.
Wow.
I said, well,
wait a minute. Outside forces.
Outside forces. So that's what we're going to rename today's episode, because in my haste and in my messy hair, I put the wrong title up, but we're going to fix it. And today's episode is going to be called Outside Sources. It was outside sources that messed up my twist out. It was outside sources that got my head hurting in this hat and these headphones. Outside sources.
I like that. I like that. Yeah.
Outside sources.
I need you to break that down for me. That's a first that I've heard.
Well, let's refer to our ICC friends on Instagram who are feeling mighty strong about this. And one of the ICC friends referred to outside forces as outside vagina.
Oh, that's what I'm just saying, but he said he didn't step out, so it's like, okay.
But I will say, I don't watch T.I. and Tiny Family, Friends, and Cousins Hustles.
No, I don't know.
I don't watch that. Every so often JB will have it on and I'll catch it like in a kind of like a drive-by type of situation. Mm-hmm. But I did watch one segment with him and her, and I think it was after his mother had passed, and they were like going to some type of counseling. Mm-hmm. When I tell you that dude's attitude was stank as Eve's pamper after eating some okra, like it.
For real? Wait, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
And I was just like, yo, he just got an energy about him that I don't even know if I would want to do this.
Okay.
Like, I don't even know if I want this for her. But then I was like, maybe he having a bad moment. Maybe he having a bad time.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, we all have ugly moments. I have meltdowns on a regular basis. But it was just something so stank about his personality that I was just like, is this really what she
like it's him all the time? Like, yeah. Like you can kind of tell, like this ain't a one-time thing.
Yeah, but and I understand when people are grieving that their personality kind of shifts.
True.
Or, True. Things of that nature. But apparently I'm not the only one, because Ebony said he got a nasty personality. Yeah, she agrees that he has a nasty personality.
Okay.
It was just something so stank about it, and so like you can't penetrate it. It was weird. It was weird. So although I don't like to see any marriages fall apart or any, especially when children are involved. Mm-hmm. If y'all toxic for one another or y'all not good for one another, listen, kiss the ring goodnight.
Yeah. You can't get along. It's time to move on. Like if things start, that's true. Like we all want to see marriages last, but you don't want to see unhealthy marriages last.
Absolutely. Absolutely. But what really gets me when you see these couples and people get together and everybody is like, he just seems so magical in the beginning.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like they those weddings where the dude washing her feet at the wedding, or he done wrote this poem by Edgar Allan Poe.
You gotta watch out for them. That's what you gotta watch out for. I'm always like, and I might be biased, but when I see that, I'm always like, oh, what is he? He got a whole, a whole other side to him that I don't want to know about, and I hope she ain't got to go through.
That's when you start thinking to yourself, like, ooh, his representative going hard in the paint.
Yes.
Like, ooh, that brother representative going hard. So, with that being said, I guess it's not really much to see here. I mean, almost 4 years of marriage. Somebody said, well, I didn't see that. I didn't have this on my 2021 bingo card. Like, yeah, well,
You just never know. And what did Samantha say to us on Friday? Divorces in 2020. Divorce was,
yeah,
a lot of coronavirus kind of took a toll also on. So maybe that you think COVID has something to do with it? Them being
I think they just kept it cute through the holidays.
Okay.
And I mean, listen, what's today? Today's the 11th. We ain't even 2 weeks in.
No.
To 2021. No. She probably was like, first thing we're going to do is take this Christmas tree down, and then we're going to go ahead and file this paperwork. Because you need it. You ain't going to let nobody get away before they take that Christmas tree down. She probably was like, listen, we're going to take this Christmas tree down, then we're going to go ahead and let everybody know we're filing for divorce. So, LaToya is beautiful. LaToya is talented.
Yeah, she really is.
And, she's smart. She seems smart enough to make sure that she puts her happiness and her children first.
Yeah.
So, absolutely. I mean, I'm praying for both of them. I wish them the best, but outside forces, y'all. Don't let them outside forces get you in 20. See, 2020 was the year of entanglement. 2021 is the outside forces. So don't let them outside forces get you, because trust me.
Child. Oh, listen, outside. I got to use that.
Outside forces.
Yeah, I'm going to use that.
So when somebody called me about a past due bill, I'm going to say, ma'am, listen, let me talk to you real quick. These outside forces did not allow me to make this payment on time. See, these outside forces did not have my money when they were supposed to have my money. So therefore, you can't get it until I get it.
There it is.
So I think this is a perfect segue to talk about an outside force that is impacting a lot of people in these United States of America. And they are called the IRA, the ARA, the S. Also known as those tax goons, also known as Uncle Sam's thugs, also known as the alphabet boys. Listen, the IRS sent 13, not 100, not 1,000.
Man, this is nuts.
Not 1,300,000. The IRS sent 13 million Stimmys to the wrong bank accounts.
And didn't hit mine. I gotta use the extras. I want to know who.
You know, it really hurts. Okay, now, granted, let's talk about the people who changed bank accounts since the last stimmy. You know, people who are deceased since the last stimmy. But come on, man, y'all like literally straight up sending payments to the wrong bank accounts. And do you know
about 13 million? Like you said, it's
13 million.
Yeah,
how about this?
There's no excuse for that.
Not even that. If I'm sure some of that 13 million were people who still waiting on the first stimmy. Do you know there are people reaching out to me who still have not received their first stimulus check?
That's sad. No, I didn't know that. I know there's some people who still haven't received unemployment, the initial unemployment from March. But I did not know that. Wow.
There are people who have yet to receive their first stimulus check. People are reaching out to me. Remember I did the video about how to apply if you're a non-filer? There are people still reaching out to me today asking me to help them get their first stimulus check. And I'm like, I'm sorry, but I need to refer you to the irs.gov website. Like, yo, like I can't. Like, only thing I wanted to do was to show you how to fill out that form.
Right.
In order to get get the stimmy. But outside of that, I have no other means of or way of helping. And it hurts my feelings because I want to help people, but I just don't have the capabilities to do so. And there are 13 million people who did not get their stimulus check because of the wrong bank account.
Yeah, there's no excuse for that. Once again, it just shows you.
But here's the interesting thing. If you owed the IRS some money, they going to find that bank account.
Absolutely. They will hunt you. That's why they them goons. They know where to find you. Like you said, let you owe them. Wow. Yeah, it's no excuse for that. None. When I seen that, I'm like, it's everybody need to be fired.
Drop in the comments, y'all, and let us know. Did you get your stimmy yet? And when I want you to specify first stimmy and second stimmy.
Yes.
Still waiting on the first one. Still waiting on the second one. Got the first one. Still waiting on the second one. I want to know what's going on with your stimmy, because I might have to become an alphabet boy by the end of the week.
Nah, because that's
listen, and I'm like, Americans are so aggravating because we'll run up in the Capitol building. Y'all didn't feel like running up in Equifax. Y'all didn't feel like running up in the IRS.
Y'all, I'm saying, come on, y'all. The things in the energy. I'm telling you, it's just like I don't understand it. I don't get it. And I say it to you all the time, the power that we have as American in numbers, the things that we can do. You tired of Xfinity? Shut your shit off.
Shut it up.
Everybody plan a day and let's all cancel at this. I mean, it's not, I don't think it's that hard.
Because let me tell you something. I used to work for Xfinity. And they taught us that if you by any means, you do not allow people to cancel their service.
Wow.
You fight them tooth and nail.
Oh, yeah.
We will offer you everything under the sun versus you.
But that's why. But why? Because if you take those people away, you have no. I don't understand why we don't get, like, our ancestors got that. You understand what I'm saying? But we don't. They rolling in their grave now. No, we don't. We don't. So,
Well, I just want to let you guys know that our juniorist CEO has entered the room. So this is about to get very eventful.
I'm ready.
So let me introduce some of you who have not met our juniorist CEO. You want to come say hello? Oh, this is our juniorist CEO. This is Mama. Oh, look, she's saying hi, y'all. This is the heir to the Ice Cream Convos legacy and whatever else I'm trying to put together with it. So hopefully she will sit very nice and sweet as we continue. Yes, as we continue this podcast.
What you got for us?
Wait, you see her looking at me like, girl, what? Look. Girl,
yeah, she ready. Listen, don't play. Wear her headphones.
Oh my goodness. Yes, this is my granddaughter Eve. For those of you who have not met her just yet, we just celebrated her first birthday not that long ago. And she's just the light of my life, and she smells like salmon.
So cute.
And she smells like salmon. So yes, so for those of you who have not received your stimulus check yet, hopefully the IRS will get they ish together. Yeah. Because I need the IRS to have the same energy that they have when they want their payment as they do when it's time to pay us.
Exactly.
So do you think Uncle Joe gonna come through with these $2,000 checks though?
I think he's gonna come through, but I don't know about 2. I feel like another 12. For some reason, I just feel like maybe 12. I don't know about 2.
You think 2 is ambitious?
Yeah, just a little bit. Cause he watched they watched what y'all did with the first.
They saw y'all with your hair done, nails did, got your brows microbladed. Be like, hey,
I just want to know what Uber Eats stock look like right now. I need you to look into that. I've seen a lot of. I'm just saying, in my vicinity where I've never seen so many Uber Eats or DoorDash since this whole. We got these stimulus checks in my life. Have you seen that too, or is it just me in my area?
Yeah, it's a little interesting to see where these Stimmys is going. People on social media putting the money up their arm. You know, they're like the rappers lay the cash down their arm. They like,
Girl, Tim Bezos is loving it. Yeah, he's loving it.
How about that? That Amazon stay popping.
Yeah.
Amazon stay popping. Stay popping. So hopefully everyone will get these Stimmys. Hopefully we'll get some additional money. Because and the only reason why I really want us to get some additional money is because if you think about the period of time that people have gone without, that people have gone and still trying to make ends meet and still trying to make $1 out of 15 cents.
Exactly.
And that's the least come on, man. Yeah. That's the least that you could do.
When you do the math, you see what that is a day. I know everybody's seen it. Either you did the math yourself or you read it. It's insulting, you know?
It really is.
And I know some people personally who still they're not back to work. And they're talking about, unemployment. Some people have until March and that's it.
Wow. Well, you know who did get a stimulus? That damn Tracy Chapman. She got a $450,000 copyright infringement stimulus. Yes. Y'all, I'm about to run the word stimulus in the ground. As far as I'm concerned, everything out here that involves money in a positive way is a stimulus.
Oh, yeah. Because money is stimulated. Money's stimulated. Everybody who doesn't get happy with money. Like, I want you to find me one person.
Let me tell you something. $450,000, that stimulate a lot of stuff.
Hell yeah.
You be like, ooh. Wait a minute. Hold on. Can I pause for the calls? Because LaCrystal said 450, baby, and her dreads were looking fresh. I'm talking about. She was like, twist them up. Twist them up.
She knew what to listen. You got to be right.
So let's talk about that for a second, because basically, for those who have not been following this case or those who don't know, Nicki Minaj sampled Tracy Chapman's song on a song called Sorry that she recorded with Nas, and it was supposed to be released on her Queen album. Remember the Queen album where she kind of looked like a pharaoh or whatever?
Yeah.
It was supposed to be released on that album, but
she said nah. She's like,
yes.
Eve.
So unfortunately, Tracy Chapman was like, I'm not clearing the sample. So because she didn't clear the sample, Nicki couldn't use the song. She couldn't release the song on the album. So according to Tracy Chapman,
The timing is right. Yeah, it is. Oh no, they had to.
She on point, right? So according to Tracy Chapman, Nicki Minaj then leaked the song to Funkmaster Flex, who teased it on his social medias before putting it on his his radio show. Now you know how big Hot 97 is. Yeah. Now, first of all, what I think of the song really doesn't matter. But Tracy Chapman was like, yo, not only did I tell you couldn't sample it, you sampled it anyway. Okay. You sampled it when you were creating the song, but then you leaked it.
Yeah.
And now it's out there because, we always tell you, once you put something out in the internet, it ain't coming back.
No. And once someone else gets their hands on it, it's a violation. Like once you said, I don't want you sampling my music, right? And
you sample it anyway.
That's it. You had a nerve to release it. Like, and when somebody says they don't want you to sample it, that means they don't want any parts. They don't want you butchering. I look at it like, no, you ain't touching my song. I always visualize. That's how I remember like Chaka Khan talking about how she did not really want Kanye. Yeah.
She said Kanye really chopped and screwed up her song.
Yeah, and like her son or nephew was friends with him, had to convince her. I think it was something like that. But she was really like, I can't stand that. So she was wrong. She was wrong.
Listen, if you create something, you have the right to say whether or not somebody else can use it.
Absolutely.
Point blank, period.
That's your piece. It's yours. And it's
maybe that's why everybody be trying to come after me for copyright infringement when I use pictures. And it's so funny because the ICC friends be like, why you use this picture? Why you use this picture? You could have found a better picture of her. What y'all fail to understand is those better pictures of people, those photographers be on me trying to sue me for copyright infringement any way, shape, or form. And it's like, listen, 9 times out of 10, I'm serviced these photos. I got them from a third party. For instance, a publicist sent me photos of Alicia Keys on a magazine. Well, what will happen is I will post that photo of Alicia Keys on said magazine, right? Because the publicist sent me the photo. And I'm like, oh, this is awesome, y'all. Alicia Keys is on the cover of XYZ. What will happen? I will post that photo in 2021, but in 2024 or 2025, I'm going to get a letter from an attorney where a photographer is trying to sue me for using those images because I didn't get a license from him. Yeah. Right?
It's crazy.
So then what happened is now I got to start trying to dig up 4 or 5 years worth of history to find out where exactly I got this picture, or I got to argue back and forth with this photographer over the rights to use this picture, the rights not to use this picture when it was given to me. So now I'm being sued, or I have to come out of pocket, or I have to pay an attorney to fight someone over a picture that was handed to me. So now I only use photos that I know I have the full on 100,000% right to use. And all of the time, those are not the most flattering photos. So when y'all in the comments like, you could have used a better picture than this, I'm looking at y'all like, hey, do you mind paying a copyright infringement lawsuit?
Exactly. Word.
You want to pay a copyright stimmy for me? If not, let's keep it cute and let's keep it moving.
Yes.
So, with that being said, shout out to Tracy. She got her stimmy, and it's a lesson learned not only. Oh, but another thing, I had people say that I was misleading people with the title because I said that Tracy Chapman won $450,000 in her copyright lawsuit against Nicki Minaj. But if you sue someone, and they say, you know what, let's just settle out because I don't even want to go to trial.
Right.
Boo-boo, I don't know who need to hear this, but you won.
Yeah.
Anytime you sue someone and they tap out and give you cash because they don't want to go to court, you won, baby. Yeah. You won. I'm not misleading nobody with anything. Right. If you try to sue me and I'm like, hey, I don't even want to go to court, here's the money, I won.
Yeah.
You won.
You settled. Mm-hmm.
Whoever walks away with cash won.
Yeah.
I thought that was pretty simple. Okay. So let's move on real quick because this one is kind of an old situation, but I want to revisit it because Missy Elliott revisited it. And Missy ain't making no good sense to me. Missy Elliott is trying to tell my 45-year-old tale. That tweet song, Oops, Oh My. is about her loving her beautiful brown skin.
I did see that.
Y'all, a lie don't care who tell it. Now, I'm old enough to know a Kitty Patton song when I hear one. Okay? I know a Kitty Patton song when I hear one.
Okay.
Tell you what I did last night. About 2:45. Ain't nobody admiring their melanin at 2:45 in the morning. True.
That is okay. Very true.
Nobody is admiring. Ooh, there goes my shirt up over my head. I'd have been like, my God. Ooh, there goes my. Listen, no.
Yeah.
That woman was okay.
Yeah, it was so funny because I'm like, I thought we already like discussed this and knew what the song was about when I heard the story, and then I'm like, oh, okay, she's changing it up.
She's trying to change the narrative.
I always thought the song was known. It was a known fact that's what the song was about.
How you gonna try to change the player's game in the ninth inning? So I want y'all to tell me what y'all think Tweet's song is about. Do y'all think Tweet's song is about appreciating her beautiful chocolate melanin on top of that? Okay. Let's not play. Okay.
Yeah.
But
I wonder why artists do that, because she's not the only artist. I can't
try to backtrack.
My head. Yeah. When they do a song like that. I think oh my gosh, I can't think of his name. I think it's Harry Styles. I think that's his name, that did like Watermelon Sugar.
Well, wait a minute. What is that supposed to be about?
Oh, I gotta say, that's why I absolutely love the song. But child, Watermelon Sugar. Just listen to the title.
Watermelon Sugar.
Yeah, it's supposed to be about.
That sounds like
it was about.
That's
okay.
He
said, no, it's not. Girl, I'm gonna have to send it over to you. When you see the first two lyrics, you're like, oh my, like you lying. I think it's Harry Styles. Yeah.
So basically, I'm expecting the Yin Yang Twins to come back and tell me to the windows, to the wall is about a cleaning business. That's where we going right now. That's what we doing with this.
Right. That's what it looked like. That's what it looked like. Right.
Okay.
That is so funny. Oh my God. Yeah. That's hilarious.
Yeah.
But they do it a lot. I noticed that. But I guess I wonder if like when they write it in the time and space they write it, and then they get older or something, and they're just like, I don't know, like but I wouldn't worry. Like, who cares?
Like embarrassed by the lyrics.
Yeah, or something. I don't understand it, because it usually happens years down the line too.
Yep, and that's just exactly what happened in this particular case.
Yeah, it's interesting.
Yeah, so this one is getting sleepy. So let me go ahead and run through some last couple of stories I wanted to talk about. Okay. Mase is back in the pulpit.
Again, ain't just like the fourth, fifth time. Now, there should be a rule against it. Now, we got to do something like that. You can't just hop in and out the pulpit. We ain't talking about the pool.
Karla, somebody said they done stopped that touring. Now he done went back to Jesus. Then I saw somebody else say he gonna collect your tithes because he didn't get his stimmy. Yo, people are wilding right now. You hear me? Straight wilding. You know, I try not to be judgy. But all I'm saying is I don't want my pastor going on tour with Diddy on the weekends.
That's all I'm saying.
And then coming and trying to tell me how to get into the kingdom of heaven. I don't know.
Okay, that's all I'm saying. I mean, you're going in, you're going out. Then the things that you're doing it's not like you're just taking a break from the ministry.
Okay.
You're flipping you're doing everything unchristian like.
Listen, he literally go from, and God says such and such, to puff, why die, why try, I'ma die. Like, bro, you got to pick a
yeah, like, come on.
You got to pick a side now. And what else is interesting is the fact that I told y'all last week I was on Clubhouse. Mm-hmm. And Mase be having some Clubhouse rooms, and they ain't sanctified. That's all I'm gonna say about that. Mase be on Clubhouse.
The same Mase you just said back in the pool.
Yes, I did. The same Mase that is in charge
of
the Gathering Oasis Church. Listen, don't get me started on watch who you call pastor, because I'll make some people mad.
Yeah, that's a whole nother.
And I already got to ask Jesus to forgive me for smiling while we was talking about the riots on the Capitol. Because, you know, some very, very terrible things happened out there that weren't smile worthy.
No, but you couldn't help the internet. I'm going to tell you why I can't stop laughing. Did you see what they did to, what's her name? Elizabeth?
From where was she from? It was like, because it's a revolution. Yeah, what she said.
I got maced. Yeah,
she said, I got maced. She's when she hit the
yes.
Oh, I was dying.
Comedy.
I said, see, she went down there and she was not prepared for the revolution.
Nah, not at all.
So you got to be.
But you know what? You laugh. What do you expect? It's the revolution. You don't expect to get back.
Karla, Sonya done kicked it off. Look. He worshipped Pastor Holy Word. And this is the point where Sonya about to get me in trouble. We cashing out. We are cashing out. Karla, please tell me what you watching on TV so we can get up out of here.
Thanks to you, I done got into The Teacher. What is it? I keep messing it up.
You still watching?
Yeah.
Okay, where you at now?
No, I didn't watch that much further. I'm literally at the part where like everyone knows. Mm-hmm. I don't want to give anything away in case. But everyone knows, and then now it's like her trying to, I guess, navigate through. Well, he's become obsessive now. Like she tried to break it off for him, and he all of his feelings, like she should have known. Mm-hmm. So that's all I'm watching right now. That's actually current. What you watching?
So I am currently watching. Of course, I'm watching Your Honor on Showtime, which is phenomenal. But last night I felt like it was a throwaway episode. I don't know. I just felt like it was one of those filler type of episodes where they kind of just led you on the whole time and then dropped the banger at the end.
Okay.
And that's not a spoiler because I didn't tell you what happened at the end.
Right.
But it was just slow. It was slow moving. I finished Lupin on Netflix.
Okay.
Listen, Omar Sy.
Yeah.
Hey, boo. Hey, Mr. Chocolate. Omar Sy is a nice piece of chocolate. Now, usually on Netflix, I hate shows where they do the voiceover dubs, especially when it does not match, like the sound doesn't match their mouth.
That drives me crazy. I can't watch. I refuse to watch anything with that. I can't do it.
Well, I pushed through.
I
pushed through with Lupin, and I was even like kind of offended by some of the voices that they use for certain characters. Because you look at chocolatey Omar Sy, and he's not going to be talking like this. Give me a break. So y'all got to do some better voiceovers.
Yeah. Okay.
So shout out to Omar Sy and Lupin. Lupin was fantastic.
Okay.
And I am so ready, and I want season 2. I also watched Surviving Death on Netflix, and I need to place a customer complaint if you don't mind.
Well, hey, tell me about it.
Now tell me, if you were to watch a series called Surviving Death, what would you expect to see, or what would you expect it to be about?
People who have survived death, like
thank you.
Survived near death encounters.
Okay.
Please tell me it's not about that at all.
It started out that way a little bit. You know, there was a lady who was rafting or something or other, and she was underwater for 30 minutes. Lord have mercy. And she's still here to talk about it.
Okay.
Then there were some other people who survived near-death experiences. But then, next thing you know, I'm watching a bunch of mediums having a seance.
Oh.
And I'm like, what does this have to do with surviving death? This is more like going to the other side to see what's going on. Mm-hmm. So I got pissed off after watching about 5 episodes because I was like, they got to get back to the stories of people surviving death sooner or later.
Yeah.
But apparently they never made it back to that. I cashed out.
Okay.
I cashed out.
I will be checking that out. You know.
Yeah, because I'm like, but then I started sitting there and I started thinking to myself, like, do I believe in mediums? Do I really believe in the ability to grab 5 homies, sit down together, sing songs, make the room really dark, and talk to a loved one who's crossed over?
Yeah.
Do I really believe that I can sit down with someone and they can say, hey, someone's coming to me. There's a Equa.
You know what?
I'm like, Shaniqua? Yes, Shaniqua. Do you know a Shaniqua? Yes, I know a Shaniqua. Okay, did she cross over?
Yeah,
be like, yeah, she crossed over. She in a sorority. she crossed over into a sorority, but she worked down at the A&P. Yeah, but
me personally, I believe in spirits, but I don't believe in. And then now, like, think about it. With social media, everybody can be it.
Thank you. And at this point, I could be a medium. Like, let me just get your social media, and I'm gonna, after you done said R.I.P. Uncle JoJo, and I'm gonna be like, I'm hearing a name. It's like Roro, Lolo. And all you have to do is read the person's expression, because those people are so desperate for a connection. They light up the minute you say anything on point.
That's true. I used to be that way though. I honestly, like, I'm gonna tell you what got me. Remember Sylvia Brown, God rest her soul. When I used to everything that she had me until,
I wanted to talk to Sylvia Brown so bad. She was the one book, she was the one person that I was convinced.
Yeah, me too.
When Sylvia, God bless the dead, when I started looking at Sylvia like side eyeing, like when people would go missing and she couldn't find them. Hey, Sylvia. But to Sylvia's defense, she could be like, well, they ain't dead, so I can't connect.
Yeah. True.
You know what I mean? In her defense, because I don't know if she can connect with people who are alive. But
I do believe she was really, really spiritual. Mm-hmm. Like, I believe like people have kind of that, but I don't believe anyone can be that person that tell you or connect you to the after. I just don't. That's just my opinion.
Did I ever tell you? I know I told you, but did I ever, ICC friends, did I ever tell you the story about my great grandmother when she came to see me? Now, see, you touched on something that I'm going to be like, okay, hold on. I need another 15, 20 minutes of podcast. I'll just tell y'all the quick version of it. So I was raised by my great grandmother, for those who don't know. And when she passed away, I went back to New Jersey for the funeral. And when I went back for the funeral, I was laying in bed, and this is the house I grew up in, right? Mm-hmm. So, your house, right? Mm-hmm. If you go in my bathroom, the floor is going to go. I don't know why it does it. It drives me nuts. My house is only, 13 years old. Well, it is kind of old. I said only. No, but anyway, but like certain parts of your house, if you step on it, it'll creak, or the steps make a certain noise. The door makes a certain noise when you open. The window makes a certain noise when you open it. So I know the sound of stairs in my grandma's house, in the house I grew up in. That's one of the reasons why I had a very difficult time trying to sneak in and out the house. It just wasn't working. I literally would have to scale the wall all the way down because the steps made a very unique sound. So the night before my grandmother's funeral, I was back sleeping in my bed in my room, and I heard the steps. Now, full disclosure, it's myself, my grandmother, and my Aunt Dale. We all live together. So my Aunt Dale, they refurbished the whole attic and turned it into like a apartment. Mm-hmm. So when she would come down, it's her attic stairs, boom, boom, hit the regular stairs, boom, boom, downstairs, right? Mm-hmm. So it's only she and I in the house. So in the middle of the night, I hear the steps. Now, I'm giving y'all so many details, but I need y'all to fully understand. So going down the steps makes a different sound than coming up the steps. Mm-hmm. Does that make sense?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, cool. I heard the coming up the steps sound. No, first I heard the going down the stairs sound. No. I take it back. I heard the coming up the stairs sound. And I'm like, what is she doing up this time of night? Like, she just needs to settle down. Because she's got to make sure everything's okay and everything's all right. So I'm like, this time of night, she really needs to just relax. Like, we have a big, heavy day ahead of us tomorrow. I hear the steps coming upward. Mm-hmm. And all of a sudden, I promise y'all, I feel like I was not asleep. And I'm going to say, I'm going to preface it by saying I feel like I was not asleep. My grandmother walked in that room and sat on the edge of the bed and she had a cane. So she would always sit the cane down and put her chin like this, right? And she would just, talk or whatever.
Right.
She sat on the side of the bed. She talked. She told me about heaven. She told me she was with Grandpop. She told me how beautiful heaven is. And it's just the way it was when he used to come get her and take her to heaven in her dreams. Okay. So I'm like, really? So I literally just sat up in the bed and listened to her talk. She told me all about heaven, how beautiful and all that stuff it was. Mm-hmm. And then she told me she loves me. And I told her I love her too. Mm-hmm. And she got up, walked out. I heard the sound of the stairs going downstairs. Okay. I just laid back down in the bed. Mm-hmm. So the next morning, I told Dale, who is my aunt, I said, man, I had a dream. First I said, what you go downstairs for last night in the middle of the night? Mm-hmm. And she was like, I didn't go downstairs. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, I thought I heard you come upstairs and go back downstairs. And she said, no, I didn't get out of bed at all. I said, okay, well, I had a dream that grandmom came to see me. She in turn asked me, did I go? She heard the stairs.
Wow. Yeah.
So that's all I'm gonna say on that. So I do believe that people can come see you. I do believe.
I believe in spirits. I just don't believe that a human being can be the bring you and that person together. Like I don't believe in that. That's just
for the low price of $399. $399.
Real spirits are definitely. I totally agree like that. And I've heard other people tell. My mom told me a story about something happening to her. I personally never had that experience, but I do believe in spirits, and I believe they do come back. You know, I
think the realest experience I had was with my grandma.
Oh yeah,
like literally coming in, because
it get more real than that.
Yeah, and so that's the most real experience I've had.
Okay,
but I've also felt like I felt somebody hug me.
Oh wow. Okay. Okay.
I've also felt like I felt somebody hug me before. And it was one more. Well, many, many, many years ago, my mother passed away when I was very, very young. Now it's time for coming up on the Lifetime stories. My mom passed away when I was very young, and I always felt or always wondered if she was proud of me, and so on and so forth. And always just felt like, when you lose your mom, you feel like a piece of you is missing, right? But so me losing her as a child, I went through my whole life feeling like there was something missing, my identity or a piece of me, or you just never fully feel whole, so to speak, right? And one night I had a dream that I walked into a church. Okay. There was a casket in front of the church. And I walked up to the casket, and my mom was in the casket, right?
Wow.
Now, this entity, and I presumably it was Jesus, hallelujah, came over, took her by the hand, and she stood up and got out of the casket.
Oh, wow.
Okay. But it wasn't on some horror type stuff. It was just it was very peaceful, beautiful, whatever. But I knew that it was this person or entity was God, Jesus, the Lord, right? Took her hand. She got up. She came. I was sitting on the front row inside the church. She came. She sat down next to me. She told me everything that I ever wondered, everything that I needed to hear, everything that I needed to know.
Wow.
Because I don't want to go into detail about that, because then I'll be like,
yeah, we don't need you.
And I already look a mess, and I don't need to act a mess, right? So she told me everything she answered all of my questions. And when I say all, I'm talking about ALL. She answered all of my questions. She told me everything that I needed to know, everything I needed to hear, everything that I wanted to know, right?
Okay.
And I'm sitting there, and I'm literally like the booest of the hooing crying.
I can only imagine.
Like the booest of the hooing crying. And then no, I wasn't crying then. I was in the moment then, right?
Gotcha. Okay.
And then the entity came over and told her, okay, I gave you what you asked for, and now it's time to go. Yeah. That's when the booest of the hooing crying started out. And when I tell you, I was crying so hard and so loud. My great grandmother, the same one who came back up the steps to holler at me many years later, she came in the room and had to girl, one thing about great grandparents, they not that sensitive. Girl, what you doing here making all that noise?
No, it's like a sensitive sensor or something.
Man, listen.
Done when they get to 70.
Listen, you ain't gonna be here boo-hooing crying when my auntie used to pick cotton and was a slave. Like, you listen, you go what you ain't gonna do is be here showing out. So
I've had an experience like that, not exactly like yours, but I've had someone tell me real quick when I had to leave CJ. When I had CJ, I had my son. He had to stay in the NICU, and I remember I cried every day. And my grandmom's like, "What are you crying for?" Cause my baby's in the
One day we gonna have to do a show called Old People Ignorant.
Yeah. Yes. If the Lord sees us doing bestie, I hope we not. I hope we're not.
I already know I'm gonna be rude. I already know. I could feel it in my spirit. Sometimes it hop out on me. I already know I'm gonna be rude. But yeah, so she like, girl, what are you in here making all that noise? Because I think I scared her. So instead of her being sensitive to me crying in my sleep, I scared her. So now she aggravated and she pissed off. Yeah. So I'm making all this noise. And so she comes in and once I wake up and I tell her, I was like, I saw mommy. Mm-hmm. I saw mommy. And, and then she was like, okay. But y'all, when I tell you, if you have a grandmother or an older family member, and when I say older, I'm talking about like
70 and up. I think
70 and
like
up.
70.
Yeah, 70 and up. Yo, get under them. Get under them. Get under them. Get under them. And when I say get under them, I literally used to go and my grandma would be in her rocking chair and I would damn near groan and sit by her feet, put my legs under her feet and put my head on her lap. And I'm doing all this because she don't care to stop rocking. But I'm trying to get under them. Let them tell you stories. Let them talk to you. Let them share. Because I'm gonna tell y'all what it took to get me out of my grandmom's bed. If you sleep with an older person and they sit up in the bed in the middle of the night and start having a full conversation in the dark, that's enough to get you out of their bed. Full conversation in the dark. But she used to say my grandfather would come get her at night and take her to, she would say he would take her to Jerusalem. He would take her to Bethlehem. She always told me that heaven was very, very beautiful, bright, and it had the greenest grass you ever want to see. That's what she would always tell me. So when y'all get to heaven, if y'all don't see no green grass, listen, if y'all cross over,
a lot of folks not.
And if you don't see no green grass, if you see a barbecue in the back,
some of y'all gonna be stuck in between. Can't go either. What about the people that can't go to either?
The ones in the elevator? Yeah. Just sitting in the elevator. Be like, this thing ain't going up. It ain't going down. But I'm going to tell y'all now, if y'all see a barbecue grill.
Yeah, you stupid.
It's about to be, that grill ain't for ribs, dog.
I know they said you start smelling ribs on your way. If your ass smell charcoal. It's like,
oh my gosh.
You done went down.
Oh, you got me crying. Okay, y'all. I'm sorry. Oh, we got to get it together. But yeah, so
shout out to all the great. No, and that's. I'm glad you said that because I'm grateful enough that we're not gonna say my age, but I'm grateful to still have a grandmother actually living, and I do those stories. They are let them tell it because you don't the wisdom that they have, the knowledge, the history, even with everything going on now. I always sit with her and talk with her about it.
Yeah,
But, yeah. So
I lost my last surviving grandparent last year, and I didn't talk about it publicly, but yeah, I lost my last surviving my grandfather. I lost him last year, 2020, and I didn't talk about it. I didn't do the RIP on social media and all that other stuff, but. Because it was just something I had to digest. I already struggle with mortality.
You're dealing with the actual moment. That's what I think people miss now when people die or anything. I'm not against people posting how they feel on social media, but I think sometimes you're not in the moment, especially when someone dies and you're posting it right away. How are you grieving? There are different stages of grief. I'm like, some people, are they skipping stage 3, 4? And, so, but yeah. It's sorry. And Lily, I'm sorry to hear that.
Yes.
You lost your mom.
Yes. We definitely want to give our condolences to our sister, Lily. She lost her mother last week. So please keep her and her family uplifted in prayer. We sincerely love Lily. Lily has been a part of our ICC family for many years. So we send our love, our prayers, our condolences to Lily and her family during this difficult time. But yeah, so, just listen, Netflix, if y'all got something, I said all that to say, if y'all got something on your channel, let it be what the title says.
That burns me up. I'm so glad you told me that because I would be hot.
Because if I pull up a movie called It's Some Hoes in This House, I expect to see some hoes and at least a house. It don't have to be humans. It could be a garden hoe, but I at least need to see a garden hoe in a house.
No, seriously, I'm so glad you said that because that goes on a lot. And it's like, come on. I needed to be what is the title. I need it to be that.
Yes. All right, guys, we thank you so much for tuning into today's episode. This whole thing was a beautiful train wreck today. From my hair to my grandbaby showing up just saying, oh no, oh man.
Best guest we've had ever.
Yeah, she has been she has been our best guest ever. And as you can see, the show was so lit, she couldn't resist going to sleep. So, thank you so much. If this was your first time tuning in, we'd like to welcome Almond Joy. This is her first time tuning into the ICC podcast. Just shout out to all of the ICC friends who have been rocking with us for years and who have been supporting us and showing up for our podcast and listening and downloading. Like, our numbers exploded last week on the podcast when we came back, and it just feels so
feels great. Oh yeah.
Yes, it feels absolutely great. And I definitely appreciate everyone for tuning in and just for indulging in our shenanigans for an hour and just having fun with us. This is our way of coming on and just talking about some of the top stories in celebrity news entertainment, letting our hair down, just having fun and allowing you to see the faces behind the brand, and including... Look at that sweet. Look at that sweet. Oh, goodness.
Ain't they the sweet? Look, when they sleep, though.
They so sweet.
Yeah.
Oh, so sweet. So I am going to go ahead and lay her down because she wearing me out. Y'all saw I went into my grandma rock in the middle of the podcast.
Yeah,
I was like,
I see you over there.
So then what had happened was automatically went into my grandma rock.
Oh, yeah.
So, see, she up under me.
That's right. There it is. Mm-hmm. There it is. I love it.
Yes. But yes, I am very, very excited about all of you. And we thank you so much. And thank you, LaCrystal. LaCrystal says she's so excited she found us. We're excited you found us too, girl. Yes. So just make sure that you connect with us across our social media platforms. We're on Facebook. We are on Instagram. We're on Twitter. And we do have a YouTube channel. So I would love for you guys to subscribe to the YouTube channel and, just support us. It's free to support us.
Yeah,
all you got to do is turn on the... Don't cost you nothing. All you got to do is just like a few posts, share a few posts and comment and let us know what you think.
Why you giving me Elizabeth vibes? Like, what's with the voice?
Be like, that's what I'll be like. I read the post, and you guys didn't read it. Oh, it's a revolution. I'm just trying to post these things because it's a revolution. But you can find more on everything that we talked about. All the stories that we covered today. You can get more information and more scoop on those by visiting icecreamconvos.com. So we love you guys very much. Karla, is there anything that you want to say before we go?
Just mask up so we can get through this. I know the vaccine's out there, but y'all still just mask up. Mm-hmm. Mind your business. That's it for the week. That's all. Mask up and mind your business. Eminem.
I like that. That sounds very good. Also, if you are interested in learning how to create an online business or how to make money online, we do have the Scoop on Blogging as well. It is on Facebook and it is on Instagram. And this week we are interviewing Miss Arkita McCormick as well as Mr. Michael Fanning. And they are two very, very successful content creators. So if you want to learn more about people who are out here moving and shaking and making money on the internet and how you can make money on the internet, then come check us out on scooponblogging.com. And I think that's all I got for today. I think it is. If not, I'll call y'all back. Remember, we like ring, ring, ring. Let me call her back.
Sure ring, ring, ring.
Yes, I think that is it. So we love you guys, and we will see you next week. All right. And tell a friend that the Ice Cream Convos podcast is now rolling out new episodes every Tuesday. We just record live and have fun on Monday.
Yes.
So the podcast will be released on your favorite DSP on Tuesday. All right. Love you guys. ICC.
We all we got. Peace.